It's time for some box office predictions, but first, how'd I do last week? Number 1 was Cars 3 with $53.7 million. 2 was Wonder Woman with $41.3 million. 3 was All Eyes on Me with $26.4 million. 4 was The Mummy with $14.5 million. And 5 was 47 Meters Down with $11.2 million. So 3 for 5 again. The killer for my predictions that week was that I had too much faith in Rough Night and not enough faith in 47 Meters. Rough Night came in well below expectations with $8 million, and 47 Meters made much more than I thought, kicked off its theatrical run with a rock-solid $11.2 million. So all right, now it's time for this week's predictions, and I'm feeling pretty good about my list this time around. I'm going to put The Mummy at number 5. I do think it's in for a pretty big hit, especially with Transformers coming out, but its main competition for that number 5 spot is 47 Meters Down, and I think that one is heading towards a steep decline as well. So should The Mummy drop 55%, it'll wrap its third weekend out with $6 million. At number 4, I've got All Eyes on Me. That $26.4 million haul was one heck of an opening, but I do think that some of the hype is gone. It's difficult to find movies to compare this one to because it was such a surprise hit, but given that the film has an A- on CinemaScore and that there's only one new wide release hitting theaters this weekend, I think it's got a pretty good chance at holding on to about 50% of last weekend's earnings, and that would put it around $13 million this weekend. Number 3 is going to be Wonder Woman, with yet another strong showing. Last weekend, it only lost about 30% of its weekend 2 profits. This weekend, that number will likely go up, but if anything, it's a 40% dip, and that would give Wonder Woman another $24 million to take to the bank. Number 2 is Cars 3. It didn't have the best opening last weekend, but there's no new kid-friendly movies hitting theaters this weekend, so I think it should be in pretty decent shape. Cars 2 actually went up against the opening of Transformers Dark of the Moon when it was in its second weekend back in 2011, and then it fell 60%. But considering the last night likely won't open nearly as big as Dark of the Moon, and Cars 3 doesn't have as much to lose as Cars 2, that dip won't be as drastic, maybe just 50%, and that would leave Cars 3 with another $27 million. Now, no surprise here, my number 1 for the weekend is Transformers. There is no way it won't be number 1 at the box office, but I do think that Transformers The Last Night will definitely continue the trend of lower and lower domestic openings for this franchise. And actually, given recent tracking reports, I think The Last Night might wind up being the lowest opener ever for Transformers and come in with much less than the 2009 original movie, which opened with about $70 million. So let's put Transformers The Last Night at a rough $55 million for the 3-day weekend. So now let's recap. I've got Transformers The Last Night at number 1 with $55 million, Cars 3 at number 2 with $27 million, Wonder Woman at number 3 with $24 million, All Eyes on Me at number 4 with $13 million, and The Mummy at number 5 with $6 million. Does your list look similar to mine? Sound off in the comment section below. Tell me about it. See you soon.